morning, good morning, good morning. I am tired, y'all. I might need to have another cup of coffee before we leave here because I've been up since I think 5:45 in the morning. But today we are doing a high time turn. So we are going from Dallas to LA. And then I think we have like an hour 50 sit in LA. And then we work LA back to Dallas and we'll get in really late. But the sign-in's later. So the sign-in's not until like 1:25 or something like that in the afternoon. So not too shabby. I'm excited to see like all the holiday decor up in the airport. That's just like gives me all the feels. But before we go flying, I'm about to put this baby to use right here, which you guys have probably seen in some of my recent videos. And I kind of want to get like a good rub down before we go to work. Let me go grab a hair clip. Okay, I got one. This is like one of those flat hair clips that I shared with y'all. I always take these with me to work now too, because they're just so much better than a normal hair clip. Now this massager is from SKG and it's so good. Like it like really gets in there, like really massages well. Like it feels like real hands on you, which I feel like a lot of these massagers don't. They're just kind of like soft, but this one like you could really like get in there. And I also want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. But as you can see right here, there are 3 buttons. Now, depending on whether you long hold, like hold it down and press it, or you short hold and just tap it, depends on what it does. So this first button right here, if you hold that down, it's gonna turn the massager on or off. But if you short press it, that's gonna switch the massage mode. Now this middle button right here, if you long hold press that, that's gonna turn the voice commands on or off. So when she's like, massage completed, if you don't like that, you can turn her off. And if you short press it, then that's going to change the heat mode, which is really nice. And then over here on this one, if you short press that, that's going to change the speed of the massager. So I'll just go ahead and show you right now. So we'll hold it down. So then if you press right here again, we're gonna change the mode. Pinching mode. So this is pinching mode, and you give it just a second and then it starts going in. And then we have acupressure mode. And this is kneading mode. And then over here, you'll have the heat setting. Turn off heat. So this is off. Low heat, medium heat, and high heat. And then over here, we'll adjust the speed. So this is a low speed. High speed. And then high speed. So basically it lays completely like flush. Like it's so comfortable how it lays on your neck and your shoulders. It just fits perfectly. And then it has this clip right here, which I really like because I've had massagers in the past where you put your hands in them and that's how you keep it balanced, but then you can't do anything. Whereas like with this massager, it can be massaging and then you can still be working and doing everything else. So you just clip it behind your back and then it has like straps that you can tighten, and the more you tighten it, like the deeper it really gets in there. But now I can actually go do things. I can make breakfast, I can text on my phone, I can respond to emails, I can watch TV. Like I really like this one because I can do other things. Like I'm not just like stuck with it having to massage me until I'm done, and then also my arms get exhausted from balancing it. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's like really like massaging in there. So it just sits like this and it just feels so comfortable as it massages. So if you also want to check out SKG's deep tissue neck massager, you can click the link down below in the description box and use this discount code and you'll get 20% off. So while this is massaging, I got my hands free. I'm gonna go pack my suitcase up. So I'm not taking like a crazy amount of stuff, but I am taking enough that if we get stuck in LA, I've at least got some stuff with me. So I'll probably take like an outfit of sleepwear, my makeup, my hair stuff, like the essentials basically, but nothing too crazy. But anyways, let's go ahead and get all that done because I think in about 45 minutes, we need to get out of here and start heading for the Dallas airport. So we just got to Dallas airport. I'm dropping a pin. I always do that so that way I never forget where my vehicle is. Like I try to park generally in the same area, but I mean, it's busy today, especially because it's already the afternoon. So I just kind of parked where I could get my big old truck, but now I know where it is whenever we get back, so we're not wandering around looking for it. Okay, so it looks like I'm positioned 4 today, which means I'm gonna work the main cabin, and then we are also on the 321. So not too bad, but I guess let's go ahead and gather up our stuff, and then we'll go catch the shuttle to get inside, and we'll get through security, we'll get signed in, and we'll get over to our gate.
Santa's little helper. Santa's little helper. We're Santa's little helpers, we make the wheels go round. Day and night, night and day, here in Christmas Town. We're Santa's little helpers, and it's us you wanna know. If you want a date helpers, we make all the toys, the trinkets for the girls and the trucks for the boys. We're Santa's little helpers, and we know every trick, 'cause we wrote the book on old Saint Nick.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Boots. Did you have a good bootsy morning? Huh? Did you have a good bootsy morning? Hi, Mimi. Yesterday was Miss Smokey's birthday, wasn't it? It was your birthday yesterday. I need to brush your hair again. I just brushed it, but it doesn't look so nice. It doesn't look so nice, but it's fine. You're the birthday girl, Mimi. Good morning, you guys. So we closed down the house yesterday. I don't even think I got home until like 1 o'clock. And now we're opening that airport basically back up again today. But yesterday the flight was so nice. All of the crew members were as sweet as can be. The passengers were super nice. And it was the captain's birthday. And one of the flight attendants carries like little balloons and candles and stuff with him. He even like decorated the front galley with Christmas lights. It's so sweet. He's like Mary Poppins with his bag. But we blew up a balloon and then we all signed it like happy birthday. And before the second flight, we went into the cockpit and gave it to him. And the first officer had gotten off the plane in LA and then went and got the crew like a bunch of like cookies and baked goods and stuff. It was so incredibly sweet. But hopefully today is gonna be just as nice because I was able to pick up a trip and it's holiday payday, which is super exciting. So it has been so incredibly dry on the trade board. Like I really did not think I was gonna be able to fly today because nothing has been dropping. But not only did we get a trip, we got a great trip at that. So this is a wonderful holiday pay trip. I'm super, super lucky to get it. So basically holiday pay means that you will get paid an extra 100% based on what you fly. So it's not paid for any of your rig time is what they call it. So like any sit time between flights or anything, you don't get paid for that. But the hours that you actually fly is what you get paid for, and you get paid double that. So this trip doesn't have a lot of downtime. I am pretty much flying the entire day. We are going from Dallas to Key West to Philly, and then we are deadheading from Philly back to Dallas. So I am actually even making holiday pay on that deadhead. So this is almost a 10-hour one day, which that's the amount that you normally make in 2 days. And I think pretty much all of that is flight time. There's not a lot of time between the flights. So we're gonna be making some monies today. I am so excited. So hopefully everything goes super smooth today. I'm also on the board right now because I'm trying to pick up a trip tomorrow too, because I wanna take as much advantage of the holiday paydays as I can. So as soon as something drops that I'm legal for, I'm gonna pick that up as well. But for now, let's finish getting ready and then let's head over to the Dallas airport. All right, y'all, so we have made it to the Dallas airport and the cops were out like crazy today. I feel like the whole time I was just tagging cops on the GPS because I always, like, if I see them, I'm like, I always put them in there. I always have my GPS running all the time. I use my GPS for everything, I swear. But anyways, we're now at the Dallas airport and it is freezing outside. So last I checked, the flight's not completely full, but just about. There's only a couple seats open, which both of my flights yesterday were full. So I don't know about our second flight today. I guess we'll see. But I guess for now, let's go ahead and gather up our stuff and then we'll go take the shuttle inside the airport, get through security, get signed in, and then get some grub and get over to our gate. are very clearly in a hotel, so I have some explaining I need to do. I need to catch you guys up, but first, let me show you the hotel because it actually is quite beautiful. Ignore my bags, but we have a big old living room in here, like so much room for activities. And then you come on over and we got the fridge with a little wet, what do they call these? Like a wet bar or something like that with the sink and stuff. But then we have a bedroom over here and a nice big bed, just one, but that's fine. And it has my name all over it. And I don't think we're gonna have a view, but let's see. Dun, 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 dun. No! All right, so I'm gonna get changed and then I'm gonna fill you in because what a day. I'm just gonna use this little table right here. Have to make our own luggage rack. And this, my friends, is exactly why you always have a day bag. You always pack your bags when you're supposed to be doing a one day because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. It has happened to me quite a few times, more than I'd like to admit. So I was already telling you guys the story and then it said my memory card was full, so I don't know if it actually saved any of the story. So we're gonna start over. Also, I brought my cookie from yesterday and I feel like this is the perfect time. We're gonna have a little treat and yap sesh, but I have to take y'all back to our humble beginnings this morning to really explain kind of what happened. So I don't know if I told y'all already, but the crew that I am joining is actually a Philly crew. This is not a Dallas crew. So they were already in sequence and I am like my own sequence and joined them. So we were on the 319, which has 3 flight attendants. There is a position 1, a position 2, and a position 4. So I'm the 2, I am the galley. Well, I thought that their original position 2 probably just got sick or something like that happened, but nay. Apparently, they were working from Philly to St. Thomas, then St. Thomas to Dallas yesterday. When they were in St. Thomas, somebody had taken one of the flight attendant's bags off the plane. So she did not realize that they took her bag off the plane until they landed in Dallas and she had no bag. So she had to call the company. So they removed her from the trip and then were able to deadhead her up to Philly. So it was a very long day for her. And then that's where I come in. And now I'm working the rest of the sequence with them, except they end here in Philly and I was supposed to deadhead here from Philly to Dallas. And that was gonna end my trip. Hold on, I gotta take a cookie bite. Gotta get my energy in for the shenanigans. Such a good cookie, by the way. It was even better yesterday because obviously it was like super fresh, but still so good. So on our first flight where we are supposed to be going from Dallas to Key West, some of the TV screens on the plane were not working. Like there were sections that were not working, which this is like an old 319 because most of our planes don't have TVs anymore because they make the plane heavier. So for weight and balance, it just makes more sense not to have the TVs, especially because everybody carries like tablets and phones and everything. Everybody has a personal device nowadays. So it doesn't really make sense to like weigh down the plane when instead you can put like more people or bags or other things or cargo or whatever. But anyways, so most of the planes don't have TV screens anymore. Well, this one still did, except there were big sections that weren't working. So the pilot ended up putting in a maintenance for that, which I didn't know that that was like something that really needed a maintenance. I thought because most planes don't even have screens that would just be like a non-issue, but what do I know? I just work here. So anyways, he puts in a maintenance on that. So it ends up being like an hour-and-a-half maintenance delay, which I was already like, wait a minute, this is gonna be really tight because I only had an hour. So once we go from Key West to Philly, when my deadhead from Philly to Dallas, there's only an hour in between. So now we're already an hour 20 delayed. And I'm like, it's not looking very good for me. But we ended up making up some time. I think by the end of the second flight, we were only like 35 minutes delayed. So an hour minus 35, still very tight. We were coming into B5 and I was going out at A10, which those are next to each other. It's a little bit of a distance, but they're still next to each other. So I was like, maybe if we end up deplaning fast, especially because we're delayed, I can hustle and then try to get there. And that's kind of what I did. Everybody was trying to get off because there were connections to be made. So I hustle. And then I get to the gate and I tell her I'm supposed to be deadheading. And she's like, I'm sorry, it's already done. And I was like, oh no. I'm like out of breath at this point. I'm like in the air bar. I didn't run, but I hustled. So then after that, I called crew tracking. And I won't lie, it took a minute to get somebody on the phone. But finally, when I was able to get somebody on the phone, they handled it straight away. So what ended up happening is now they removed me obviously from the deadhead I was supposed to do today, and instead tomorrow morning at, I think it's like 8:30, we are taking a deadhead from Philly to Dallas. Then we'll get to Dallas I think around like 11:20. But as far as my trip for tomorrow goes, they ended up removing me from that with pay. But here's the thing, even though that's on like a holiday pay day, holiday pay only counts for what you actually fly. So it's not for like your sit times in between flights or any like downtime that you have. It only counts for the actual flights that you end up flying. So for the deadhead, I get paid for that, for the flight segment of that, and for the flights I work. But since tomorrow I'm technically not working it would just be like a regular pay thing. But regardless, that got me an extra 10 hours and 36 minutes of pay. So not only now am I basically getting just a little under 20 hours because of the holiday pay for this trip, but now I also am pay protected for 10 hours and 36 minutes. So just another day in the life in the airline industry. You never know what's around the corner. Everything changes all the time. So many moving parts. Like, you really have to be a palm tree. They tell you that in training, that you just gotta go with the wind, and you really do. You have to learn to laugh at all the chaos. Would I love to be on my way home right now and snuggle up with Chip and the dogs? Absolutely. Absolutely I would. Like, I was convinced I was still gonna make it and be home. But with that being said, things definitely worked out. They worked out, so there's no room to complain. Like, I actually think like this is a really good deal. So it's a good trade-off. But yeah, it's just another day in life as a flight attendant. Like, you never know what's coming. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, we're gonna end up taking the 7:20 shuttle, most likely. I might take the 7 a.m. I'm not sure. I definitely want to get some coffee somewhere. We're also gonna be on the wide body, so we're gonna be deadheading on that. But I actually, my seat is the very middle seat in the very last row. It's in our contract that if there is an aisle or a window seat available, they have to give us those before they give us a middle. But if there's nothing left, then middle it is. And honestly, I'm just happy to be on the flight. I'll be happy to be going home. At that point, I don't even care. And I know this is a very controversial take, but I would rather be in the middle than at the window because I get claustrophobic. I don't like feeling trapped in the window. If there's an emergency, I just don't like that. Plus, I have to pee like every 5 minutes. So I always feel bad like making people get up. Aisle is for sure my preference, but if I can't have an aisle, gladly take a middle. So I'm gonna start washing up and winding down for bed, and I guess I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Good morning, you guys. I did not give myself much time to get ready. I'm like, I should have known a little better. I should have said it just a little bit earlier because I'm like, I know I move a little slower in the mornings, but that's all right. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. I did decide to catch the 7 shuttle if I can actually make it. So I'm gonna get dressed in my uniform and then head downstairs and see if we can jump on that. Also, I was able to move my seat. I'm up at 17, still a middle, but 17. So that's at least a little better. All right, enough yapping. Let me get my stuff together and then we're gonna head downstairs.